Okay, we're alive. Good morning, Asta. Welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So, we want to first start with your story. So, for someone who's never came across your work before, how would you introduce yourself in a way that tells not just who you are, but what you do?
Okay, so I'm currently a solutions engineer at Atlassian. My job is basically to help customers understand how our products can solve real business problems. I always say it's a perfect mix of technology, problem solving, and storytelling.
I see. So, how'd you get there?
So my career, I would say, definitely wasn't a straight line. Actually started at Salesforce in a post-sales role through their grad program. And then one of the coolest parts of being in the program was getting exposure to a lot of different roles, including solution engineering. So I remember watching the SEs and thinking, that looks like a lot of fun. I liked that every day looked really different for them. Felt like the perfect balance of technology and working with people. And then that eventually led me to Microsoft, where I became SE for the first time. Honestly, it was a little intimidating at first, surrounded by people who had years of experience, both as SEs and within Dynamics, which was completely new to me. So there were definitely moments where I thought, okay, like, am I supposed to know everything? But looking back, I would say that experience really taught me that no one expects you to know everything. They expect you to be curious, willing to learn, willing to kind of figure things out. And now being at Atlassian, I'll say I'm still learning every day, right? And honestly, that's probably the favorite part of my job.
That's great to hear. And you mentioned it wasn't a straight line. Do you have any inflection or reflection points along your career that was like those aha moments?
I think when I first started, I put too much pressure on having the perfect career plan. So again, when you're in college or you're just starting out, it feels like everybody else knows exactly what they want to do with their lives. And in reality, most people are still figuring things out. And that's exactly what happened with me as well. So I just focused on learning. I focused on building a lot of relationships and networking with people, and then saying yes to the opportunities that came along my way. And that's exactly how I ended up in my position right now.
Awesome. So you're sitting across from your 12-year-old self. What would you think she would need to hear from you now?
That's a great question. I think I'd probably tell her to get comfortable being uncomfortable a little sooner. Every role that I've taken has come with moments where I felt like I was in over my head. And looking back, I realized that those moments were actually where I grew the most in my career. So I wish I'd embraced that feeling earlier instead of kind of waiting until I felt completely ready. And I feel like, honestly, I don't know if anyone is going to be 100% ready. So kind of telling my younger self that it's okay if you don't know everything, you're going to get there at one point.
And I know a lot of the audience would love to hear this, especially with the tech environment now. If you were to start all over on the job search again, how would you start?
I think the biggest thing I'd say is learning, like staying curious, and obviously connecting with a lot of peers, like people like you and me. We love connecting with a lot of college grads and helping them figure out what would work for them and like kind of sharing our experience. So connecting, networking, and learning. A lot of what I learned about the technology was through certifications, which I got when I started Salesforce grad program. I think I got 6 certifications in a matter of 6 months. That gave me the confidence within the technology, but then connecting with others and kind of learning my communication style also gave me the confidence to have better conversations and be okay if I don't know the product as much, as long as I can get my way into the conversation.
I see. What would you say then is your communication style? How do you develop that?
Practice. I feel like just talking to a lot of people, having those conversations, saying yes to opportunities that are sent your way, even if you feel like you're not 100% ready. I've realized I will get on calls, and when I was younger, I probably want to know 100% of everything they could possibly ask me, and there's no way you're going to know all the answers. So again, being comfortable, being uncomfortable in situations, and as you have more conversations, you're going to understand what your communication style is and kind of grow from there.
Right. I feel like a lot of these days, the generation here, they always talk about being 100% ready, having all the search ready. And I think that's great advice in terms of just saying yes to the opportunities that comes ahead.
Yeah.
So here comes our fun questions. What's the best $100 or less purchase that's brought you the most happiness?
Okay. This is probably not the most exciting answer. It's going to be my white noise machine. I use it every single night. I think like good sleep impacts everything, right? My mood, my focus at work, how I perform the next day and show up every day. So it's one of those purchases that seemed really simple at the time, but I genuinely just use it every night.
Is it one of those white noises where it's like rain, or can you adjust the settings?
Yeah, it's not rain because I don't do well with that, but it's just like a weird, like different, it's like a tone that makes you like go to sleep. I don't know how to describe it.
I was gonna say, could you imagine then the sounds kind of creating different dreams?
It could, yeah, I guess. I just never seem to remember them.
Okay, so I'm a big fan of crowdsourcing solutions. What's a problem you're trying to solve right now, whether it be in work, life, habits, anything that the audience might be able to help with?
Yeah, I think I'm always trying to figure out how to make my demos feel less like product walkthroughs and more like a story. I think every SE goes through that, almost every demo that they're having. Customers don't really remember every feature that you click on. They remember how you made them feel and whether they could really picture themselves using the product. So if anyone has any advice on making demos or presentations more engaging, more memorable, love to hear it. Love asking for tool recommendations as well as you're demoing.
Awesome. So we'll be sure to have them leave those in the comments, and I'll tag you in when I post the video. And finally, every guest leaves one unanswered question for whoever sits next. So you don't know who they are. I'm very curious on what question you would ask them.
Okay. What's something outside of work that's made you better at your job?
Ooh, that's a great question. Yeah. Okay, we'll save it. Thank you so much for your time, Aastha.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.